Hi, hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be dissecting my 26 books to read in 2026 by genre and seeing what all I have in store for the year. Okay, so in 2025, I picked 25 books that I wanted to read. We got 16, I think, or no, we got 19. We got 19 out of those 25. So I think we did relatively well, but I'm thinking for 2026, we're going to keep this trend going and hopefully we're going to read all of them. So, like I said, in my wrap up for 2025's 25 books to read, I really picked these based on what's been on my TBR the longest and what intimidates me the most. So, I'm breaking it up by genre, and we have romance, mystery thriller, and fantasy. And we have 9 romance, 9 fantasy, and then 8 mystery thriller, since that's the category that I read kind of the least of. But I also have the most books like to read in that TBR section just because I keep getting mystery thrillers and then not being in the mood to read them. So hopefully this helps me take down a good chunk of my physical TBR, since these are all books that have been on my physical TBR for a very long time, with one notable exception, which we'll get to when we go through fantasy. So let's go ahead and start with romance, since that one is the one that I think I'm going to knock out the easiest. Romance is the genre that I completely finished my 25 books to read in 2025. So I'm thinking that that is going to be the genre that I knock out first with this go around. The first book is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I know this one got really popular a little while ago when Lynn Painter's, oh God, what is that other book? Just Like the Movies, or Nothing Like Movies? I can't remember which one's the first one and which one's the sequel. But I feel like this one came out like around that time when everyone was really hyping that book up still. This one is following Hallie and Jack, who meet at a wedding when Hallie is, I guess, like the server or something. And they decide to go on dates with other people and see like who can like find love first, I guess, is kind of like the joke. Because they're not really interested in each other, but they go on these dates and then they end up meeting up with each other after the dates to kind of like debrief the date, talk about how it went, all of that fun stuff. So it sounds super, super cute, super fun, kind of a little flirty, like friends to lovers kind of moment because they become friends first. But the thing that throws me off and that's keeping me from reading this is it's in third person. And I had absolutely no idea that it was third person because the other Lynn Painter books I've read are all in first person. So that threw me off. But I've had this one for quite a while. I believe I got this one like right after it came out. So I'm hoping to get this one read. I'm really excited for this one. The next romance book on the 26 books to read in 2026 is One True Love. This one's by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo last year and absolutely loved it. I devoured it. So I'm hoping I like this one just the same. This one I know became like a movie. Like there's a movie adaptation of this. So I probably could put this on the TBR for that prompt, like next time I get it. But I know that with this one, we are following, what is her name? Emma? Yes. We're following Emma, whose husband passed away, or like, I guess went missing in a plane crash. Like his plane literally crashes and they can't find him. So they assume he passed away. And years later, Emma is, like finally like rebuilding her life. She's moving on. But her first husband comes back. They end up finding him. And so she has to decide if she wants to continue with the guy that she's moved on with, or if she wants to get back together with the first husband. So there's this one. The next book is The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. I haven't read any other Beth O'Leary books, but I know that a couple of hers are really popular, and I think they're all British because Beth O'Leary herself is British, and I kind of love that. Like, I want to pick up the audiobook for this so bad, so that way they can be British. It sounds so cute. But basically, we are following 2 people who like had like I guess like a summer fling. They met through this person whose wedding they're going to. And she was, I guess, like their gardener, and he was just like a family friend. But their relationship ends. They go no contact, but then they're still in contact with this friend that's the person who kind of introduced them together, and they're going to her wedding. And so I think he has car troubles or something. Oh yeah. The car Dylan is driving is wrecked, and the wedding is in rural Scotland. So he can't get there with public transportation, so she offers to give him a ride. So it's Dylan's best friend, Addie's sister, and then a random guy on Facebook, and them in a car, which sounds kind of cute and kind of fun. The next book is Summer of Broken Rules. This one's by K.L. Walther. This one follows, I believe, Meredith. Yes, her name's Meredith, and her sister passed away, And this is their first time going to Martha's Vineyard since her sister has passed. And they do an annual game of Assassin every year. So they're there for someone's wedding and they're going to keep up doing their game of Assassin. And I believe Meredith starts flirting or falling for one of the groomsmen. Yeah, I think that's who it is. Yes, with a cute groomsman. They don't name him, but there's a cute groomsman, which sounds super fun. This next one, I wasn't 100% sure if I should put it in fantasy or romance, but I'm pretty sure it's mainly romance focused. I know that it's kind of spicy, but it's Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. In this one, we're following a witch who I believe accidentally summons a demon. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, a college student has unleashed an irresistible darkness, a soul hungry demon who might be her only chance at survival. Yes, I've had this one for a hot minute, so I think it's finally time that we go ahead and pick it up. The next book that I added to this list is Tokyo Ever After. I don't know a ton about this one, but I know that it is a YA kind of like reimagining of the Princess Diaries, where the like main girl is actually royalty in like Tokyo. Yeah, her father is actually the Prince of Japan. So she's actually a princess. So I thought that sounded super cute, super fun. It's really short, and I don't really know how much romance is actually in the plot, but I figured it's not going to fit anywhere else. The next book is A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I know that this one is a slight bully romance, and that's not usually what I love in like contemporary romance, but we shall see how this goes. It's kind of chunky, but I do hear really good things about this one, and I feel like this title floats around like all the time. The next one that we're adding to the 26 books I want to read in 2026 is Dating Dr. Dill. In this one, we're following a girl whose father is planning on selling her mom's house if she doesn't get married. And she really wants to keep her mom's house. So she decides that she's sick and tired of swiping on the apps. She's kind of sick and tired of, like all of the like crap that goes into modern dating. So she connects with Dr. Dill, who I guess like runs like a love advice kind of thing. It's the Dr. Dill show. And so she like reaches out to him. They end up having like a fight on his show and it goes super viral. So they decide to, I guess, kind of fake date for him to get the funding that he needs to keep like his clinic, because he's like an actual doctor, to keep his clinic going. So even though his views on love matches and arranged matches conflict with hers, he finds the more he's with her, the more he begins to believe that she's the woman he wants to spend the rest of his life with. But yeah, I think that sounds super fun, super cute. And then our last one in the romance category is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. Again, I don't know a ton about this one, but I know enough. So this one, she's the bodyguard and he's the actor that she's kind of protecting. He has a stalker situation going on and he has to go home to like where he's from and visit his family. His mom is like really sick. I think she's like Alzheimer's or something. Um, and so basically he hires a girl bodyguard who can like keep him safe and like protect him if the stalker comes, but is also not going to like weird out his mom because he doesn't want his mom to be like worried about him. And so it's kind of a fake dating situation there as well, which we love fake dating. I'm so glad that I got multiple fake datings on this list. So that was our romance books. Let's look at the fantasy picks that we have. The first one on our fantasy portion of this TBR is River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This is the author of Divine Rivals, which I don't think I'm going to like because I think it's a little too historical. I think this one is a little bit more folk space kind of vibes, where this guy goes back to, I guess, an island that it was his like hometown. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds really good. It's been on my TBR for quite some time. The next book on this list in the fantasy section is When Life Gives You Vampires by Gloria Duke. All I really know is that this one is about a girl who becomes a vampire. Like, Homegirl is chilling on the cover. That's all I've got. The next one in the fantasy space is These Hollow Vows. This one actually ended up making it onto my January TBR that I just filmed, so I'm really excited for that one. I don't know anything about it, though. Literally all I know is it's a love triangle, and it was really, really popular in like 2022, 2023 when I was getting back into reading. The next one is Violet Made of Thorns. I don't know a ton about this one either. I know a ton of people really talked about it and really liked it, and it's blurred by a ton of my favorite authors. So I figured that this would be a good chance to go ahead and throw it on my priority TBR and get it read this year. Next up is Skyshade. This one is the third book in the Lightlark series. So I know that the fourth book just came out in it, so I'm trying to kind of catch up. But Skyshade, like I said, is the third book, so I can't really tell you a ton about what happens in the book right before it, but I'll tell you about Lightlark. So in Lightlark, basically that is like a land that I guess appears every century, and the leaders of the other kingdoms go there to compete in these trials to have someone, like win. And they get like a good advantage. And so each like kingdom has their own curse that they're kind of dealing with, but they also have their own kind of like power where they excel. So we're following Isla, and she is in the land where like their curse is they have to eat human hearts, but their power is like with nature. So like she can like make plants grow and like talk to animals and like all this kind of like super cool stuff. And so we really go from there. And this is the third book in it. With the way the second book ended, I'm kind of scared. Like I'm a Team Grim girl. Like it's a love triangle situation. So for me to be a Team Grim girl and for it to end the way that it did, like I was like, hell yeah. But I was also like, hell no. Like I'm scared. Yeah. So a little scared for this one, but I don't think we get who she ends up with in Skyshade. I think we do have to wait for Crown Tide. So I'll take it. I'll take it. They can drag it out for one more book. I'll take it. The next one is the Atlas 6. I do have the indie copy of it, so she looks a little funky, but like I also really don't mind. I kind of love having the indie copy of this. But in this one, we are following, I believe it's 6 scholars. Let me see. Yeah. They have 1 year to qualify for initiation, during which time they'll be permitted preliminary access to the society's archives. Very interesting. So yeah, this is like a dark academia, fantasy-ish kind of thing. Okay, next up, I feel like this one is like low-key BookTube's darling. It's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I always forget that my copy is fancy. I don't remember where I got it, but it is like the special edition. I don't know if it says what this is a special edition for, but I genuinely always forget that I have like the blue version. So in my head it's black because everyone else's is black, but it's blue. But this one we are following Addie LaRue, who makes a deal, I believe, with the literal devil. Like I think he's Satan or something. Hmm. It does not say. But like I said, Addie is our main character. She makes a deal with, I'm pretty sure he's Satan, but she makes a deal with him to live forever, but no one remembers her. So I believe that she makes this deal in like the 1700s. She's like supposed to be getting like forced to like an arranged marriage or something. And she doesn't want to. So she like flees and makes this deal. And so in this book, we're following what happens to her as she meets someone who remembers her for the first time. Our last physical book in the fantasy section is The Hunting Moon. This one is the sequel to The Illuminaries, I think is what the first book was called. Yeah, The Luminaries. I don't really know how to explain the first book super well, but there is a group that lives in this girl's town. Her name's Winnie. There's a group that lives in her town called the Luminaries, and they basically fight off monsters like in the night. And her dad was like supposedly a traitor to the Luminaries, and so she competes in some trials to get back in the Luminaries' good graces. So that was the first book, and in this one we're following kind of where that one left off. Okay, we have one more in the fantasy section, but I don't have a physical copy of it. I originally was going to put Dance of Thieves on this list, and then I found out that Dance of Thieves follows a different series, and that series is all available on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm just going to read them on KU. But that series is the Kiss of Deception series by Mary E. Pearson. So that one is also in this list, even if she's not physically represented, because I don't want to buy any more books. We are on to our like shortest section of this. So hopefully we're getting close to the end and I can wrap this up for you guys because I think you're sick of me rambling. But this one is our mystery thriller section. We're starting off with this cute little baby. I don't even know where I got this or remember much about it at all. But this one is The Sorority Murders by Allison Brennan. In this one, we are following, I guess, Lucas Vega is obsessed with the death of Candace Swain, who left a sorority party one night and never came back. Her body was found after 2 weeks, but the case has gone cold. 3 years later, while interning at the medical examiners, Lucas discovers new information, but the police are not interested. So, sounds super interesting, sounds super fun. but just like a tiny little mass market paperback baby. Next up is Hunting November. This is the sequel to Killing November, which is about a girl named November. I thought that was kind of fun that her name's November. But November is sent off to some secret like training school where like everyone belongs to some like elusive family, and everyone, like has this like crazy amount of like influence in the world, and they're basically taught, like all these like skills of like espionage and like spying and fighting, like hand-to-hand combat, like all of this stuff. And November is just like a regular girl. She doesn't know any of this stuff. And so she's trying to figure out why her dad sent her to this school and like how to kind of get out of here like as quick as possible. And so this one follows where that one's going. I believe it's just a duology. I think there's just the two of them. Next up is The Ravens. This one is by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. And I know like next to nothing about it. I know that The Ravens is the name of, I guess, like a sisterhood at a college. But that's really all I've got. I don't know if there's any like fantasy kind of elements. I really hope they don't turn into ravens, is like my big fear. Like I read 2 books in 2024 where people turned into birds, and I was sick of it. So I didn't read any books last year that people turned into birds. 2026 might be the year that we bring back bird people. It might be. Who knows? Not intentionally. This next one is Dig Two Graves. This one is by Gretchen McNeil. I don't really know a ton about this one. Again, I kind of like to go into mystery thrillers kind of blind. Okay, now that I'm reading it, this one actually sounds really great. So basically, it's the premise of, if you remember, what was that one movie with Jennifer Aniston? Was it like Bad Bosses or Ugly Bosses or something like that? Where like people meet up and like they start talking about like these terrible people in their lives. And then they're like, oh, like, hey, if you get rid of my shit boss, I'll get rid of your shit ex-wife or like something. This is that, but like girls, like teen girls, are plotting this, which kind of sounds fun. And the next one is There's Someone Inside Your House. Ignore that my copy looks kind of crazy. I left it in the sun and like that happened to it. I don't know how, but it did. But this one is following. Okay, so a girl goes to live with her grandma in landlocked Nebraska. She's adjusting to her new life, still haunted by her past in Hawaii. Then, one by one, the students of her small town high school begin to die in a series of gruesome murders. Fun. That one's definitely giving like October. Like, we're not picking that up anytime soon. This next one is I have some questions for you. I think this one follows a lady who goes back to her college after something like bad happened at her college. Yeah. So there was the murder of her former roommate during the spring of their senior year. And so she gets invited to go back to teach a course. And she decides she wants to figure out what exactly happened. What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. This one is about, I believe it's 2 or 3 girls who like witness a murder or like, yes. Yeah. So these girls like see a crime, they confess, and someone gets locked away. And then after, is it after he dies? Okay, maybe it's not after he dies, but one of the girls decides that she wants to come forward now that they're adults. And she's like, hey guys, I feel bad for what we did. And her friends are like, yeah, no, we're not going to like do anything. The girl who wanted to confess goes missing. So that sounds kind of spooky too. Again, this is why I like YA, like mystery thrillers, because that one sounds really intense. And then this very last one is Survive the Night. This one is set, I believe, in like the 70s or 80s when serial killers were like running rampant in the world. And this girl is hitchhiking to get home. And so she gets in someone's car and he starts matching the description of someone who's been unaliving people, I think, at her college campus. That sounds right. But this is one of 3 Riley Sager books I have left to read. So, really excited to be getting this one out of the way. Really excited to pick up another Riley Sager really soon because I had such a good time with Middle of the Night. But that is overall all of the books that are on my priority TBR this year. It's kind of daunting to see them all piled up this way and like know that I have like 26 books that I like really, really want to read. But if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, I read 100 books, over 100 books last year in 2025. I'm not too concerned about reading this 26 and then some. Like 26 is really only like a quarter of what I'm going to read. So I think as long as I can get 2 of these in per month, we'll be on a good track. I think we'll be good. But that is everything that I had for you guys. If you made it to the end of the video, let's do the calendar emoji. Since it's crazy that a calendar needs to be purchased because the year is starting over. Crazy. Wild. But yes, leave the calendar emoji if you made it to the end of this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next one. Bye. Hi, Bixby. You want to join? Mwah. The next one is Dating Dr. Dill, and this one is following, I believe she's like a lawyer or something. Okay, maybe. Oh, she's a doctor. Oh, okay. No, maybe she's not a doctor. I'm kind of confused. Okay, that took me a minute to like read and understand. So the next one, I'm just gonna start that over. Oh God, why is the light so harsh? I don't want to make it any lower than that though. Okay, maybe I should make it. Okay. Um. Okay, I'm just gonna keep the light like that. But he goes back to this island that was his hometown. I have the hiccups a little bit now.